Greetings everyone, this is Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. And this is my ongoing play by email game against Jochen. Jochen is an allied player and for me it is the Empire of Japan. We're playing the scenario 1 and 1 day turns. And today we will check the last day of January, so 31st January 1942. I prepare a new play by email game, and it's not the dojo game, but it's the same opponent. Or let's say, the dojo game was taken over from Mr. M, and he tried to fix the dojo game, but he said it's still not possible. So I offer him to make a complete new game, and then we will start the scenario 2 with 2 day turns. So like the dojo game, but the dojo game was a scenario 1 and now we have a scenario 2 2-day turn. Good. My troops taking the next base in Eastern Java. And I have now sounds again. So, and we will see how, I think the big important stuff is now, American Mark 14, but no success. This is here, southeast of Sydney, we find one cargo ship and hit it with a torpedo, and the next cargo ship hitting with a torpedo. Two different submarines finding two different cargo ships, but so far away from Sydney I would say they goes down, and I hear some sinking sound. Good. Hard to say if it's one sinking sound or two sinking sounds. This is sometimes a little messed up. And the next submarine, no, this is my submarine, but this is now Lugenville, port of Lugenville more or less. And here's also a cargo ship. And I bring in the 2 torpedo hits. I think this cargo ship will also go down. Yeah, okay. So we sunk 3 cargo ships in a row with our submarines, very successful. Nothing really fat. And only one had a little load on it. Yeah. And this is my Navy Guard units. They have I think a bad day. They landing here and kill themselves. I think they are only a little tired. I had to Jochen kicked me out of the base, and then he now try to catch up with me, and I cannot fight here in open terrain. So here's a mountain terrain, and then I have more time to prepare for defense. And if I think if he come with all his forces, then I can maybe try escape completely. But I first try to relocate and keep a base here. I will see. It's only an attempt. Nothing really important. So we had no Navy engagement in Lugenville because I was a little worried that maybe Jochen go with his cruiser formation or with his not battleships, all damaged in Pearl Harbor, or on the bottom of the sea. And this was I must maybe change the timer again. This was a little too fast. This is now my light light cargo ship, an American Mark 14 again. So here's the engagement. The Allies trying to escape, and this is my carrier fleet. And we have here some troop transport ships and one destroyer for escort. But of course, both trying to avoid this contact because I have a carrier division. The carrier division never try to engage. It makes no sense for them. And here we have a AVD and 2 APs. Okay. I don't know if Jochen tried to go out of the base, or if he try to enter the base and reinforce the base. Not so sure. Here's one more cargo ship, also in the base. Also try to escape. So because the cruiser formation is, or my carrier formation is always on avoid contact with any. If it's possible, always try to avoid. Now we have here this American submarine trying to make a surface engagement. And I don't know, a light cargo ship, I think also on a very small gun. So. Yeah, so my cargo ship maybe will go down. Yeah, these are the 1 point or 2 point cargo ships. So my long range scouts detect the enemy fleet. Yeah, so there's also, I think, a British submarine. Okay, here looks like we kill a Catalina or Bull. Bad weather. Typically sweeping. Yeah, this is my preparation. I always try to secure the air if I want to make a bomb strike or ground attack. So again, I sent my carrier fleet out to slow down this Dutch army. And luckily I have, of course, escort, because I was thinking that Jochen will try to use his Dutch Air Force to cover his ground forces, because last turn I was able to strike the ground forces with full swing and create a decent amount of damage on them. And today, I don't know exactly why, but he only sent 2 Hawks up. I don't know what 2 Hawks are. Okay, maybe he, last turn I also used the unescorted battery bombers. It would be maybe painful, but with my heroes as escort, of course, so I can kill one of the Hawks, and I can at least, so. Carrier strike force is still not really good for this kind of stuff. And we have the thunderstorms. And here I try to reduce the attack value of the Chinese force, simply because I'm sure that Jochen will attack me here sooner or later in this hex, because this is the link to open the railway from Changsha down to the source. And I cannot do much. I only try to hold the hex as long as possible and throw now a lot of bombs on these units to weaken them. Because everything what is disabled cannot attack. And it's okay. And the next wing is coming. So all the might of the Japanese Air Force is striking me. At least what I have available in China. This strike was not so successful. Here, this is a source Chinese bomber command. Japanese Air Force in China, more or less. I think the 5th Air Command is this. And this was a successful strike. For the numbers, I have only here 29 bombers and then quite nearly 13 disabled each. This is good. And this is the opposite. He has no hit at all. But this is terrain. The terrain is always so critical. Some IDA, they have normally no payload, so you have the 30 kilogram bombs and they have simply, yeah, it's nothing. Okay, the mighty Dutch Air Force is coming, and again without escort, again against well-trained Japanese Zero pilots. I think we had this before some days ago. I'm not so sure why Jochen tries this again and again. I mean, this is now a little one-sided, so I skip this now because I'm sure at least I will kill some of these bombers. Maybe even more. Maybe even more. Yeah. Looks most of them are dead. Okay. Here we have now from Kendari. Last time Jochen made a sneak attack on my small invasion fleet and nearly completely destroyed this task force. Luckily it was really only third class stuff I lost and only very small support Navy Guard unit. And now he tried to attack my big invasion support fleet. It's more or less a base force, Navy installation stuff. Everything what the base needs for Solar Fire. Normally it's equipment for Solar Fire. It's no army equipment, but support stuff. Luckily I have here one of my escort carriers full with zeros, and I can maybe repel this attack completely. Here, let's see. I mean, of course these are buffaloes, and these are now British buffaloes. They have armor, so they are not so easy normally to kill, but the problem is they are also slower, and the zeros have the 20mm cannon, so you hit with the 20mm cannon creating enough damage to kill the buffalo. The light machine guns maybe have no effect, really no effect. And here we're slowly starting to kill the buffalo. A Japanese hex. I'm not so sure how it really works. But at least I have my carriers here. I can normally dive back to my carrier. So I lost one of my zero pilots here just now. So it's not impossible to kill. I mean, buffaloes can kill the zero. I hope only the pilots survive. Good. So we can also see that the buffaloes are coming in 5,000 feet, and I think have a patrol at 11,000, something like this. So I can dive on the buffaloes, and then the pilots try to come behind the enemy, and then have this easy or high kill ratio. Yeah. We will see how many will come through now. Let's. More buffaloes are dying, and it looks like a complete attack is broken. Yeah. So all the 23s are repelled. And here we have the B-17s, and for the B-17s I have really no clear answer. It's too early in the war. I have no protected heavy armed airplanes can use. Maybe if I get the Nick, the Key 45, it's protected and have a 20mm cannon plus 2 heavy machine guns. Maybe not the firepower, but at least it's protected and will normally not get killed by the enemy defense fire. Here I have always a problem that if my Zero gets hit by the defense fire of the B-17s, then I can also lose my own airplanes. That is of course not so funny. So let's see how many we can get. I mean, maybe I can get one kill here. More I don't expect. One kill. And on the way out. But okay, one kill and some damage. The problem is that the bombing strike was still successful and I have many disabled units here. And more are coming. And now only 3 zeros. This is of course not enough. This is the problem with long range cannon. Simply not enough. Yeah. So normally the air war was okay. The only problem is I don't see that my carrier fleet starting any engagement. Normally I give them the order to make navy strike, and if they find no navy target, then I ask them to try an airstrike on the airfield of Lugenville, because I saw that Jochen have some. Okay, next Catalina gets killed. I saw that Jochen have some fighters in Lugenville, and if I now damage the airplanes on the ground, then he cannot take them out more. And then they are maybe trapped for some days. And a small airfield like level 1 is normally easy to damage. And then it's very hard to operate airplanes on. So, Sanya, sneaking first. Okay, my Marvis are coming. The problem is that my Marvis have training in a Navy search and torpedo attack, but I don't train them for bombing attack. It's too early in the war. The game starts with only Navy search, so I was only able to teach them one skill. And unluckily I miss here the target. When my Zero's coming back, and Jochen have still 2 Hawks. But immediately I'm behind, or my Zeros are behind the enemy, and then we get a kill. Nicely done. So the air war is so far very successful. Mostly, I would say. 1 Hawk again killed. Okay. Yeah, and this is very similar to Nomaya. I know I expected this in some case. I mean, this is an airport strike, and I'm not so sure why my commander chooses, because normally I give him the order to make a navy strike, but only go for the airfield if we find nothing better. And Jochen also increased his numbers of airplanes drastically. He bring in all his P-40Bs from I don't know, from somewhere, or I don't know what he bring in. But before he had only 27, but now it looks like he have 50 fighters here. So this is simply too many. So I will lose here for sure a bunch of bombers. The fighter battle is maybe even more or less. But now you can see that my cade's going down. And also my valves going down. So I lost here maybe 20 attack strike and 5 zeros. So in total maybe 25 airplanes at least. And now I try to bomb the airfield. And one more dive bomber gets killed by enemy flag. So he had in total 65 fighters. So more than double than my escort fighters. And I lost here at least, I think always you can top a little more. So I think at least maybe 5 zeros, at least 10 torpedo bombers, at least 10 dive bombers. I also kill maybe here a little more than this. But the strike itself was not so successful. I mean, this was high cost for me. Simply too many fighters. If we had only 27 fighters, then I maybe can repel all this. But this was too much. He forced all his fighters he have here in the battle. Yeah. Airstrike on Xi'an Airport. Yeah, some damage. This is a typical damage. Keep it up, burn the enemy supplies, make sure there's no airport nearby can attack you. No more buffaloes trying to attack me. Luckily I know the numbers. But the enemy break attack. So no kill looks like, only damage and return to base. So this you see is what I normally ask for. Go out and first kill all ships. So we find now the Super and we bring immediately a bomb in the Super, luckily. We don't let anything escape. But I really don't know exactly why the commander chooses this attack. Yeah, so long I can get rid of the enemy ships, it's fine. And it really looks like there's only this 2 task forces here east of Lugenville, and all the other space all around is empty. So you can clear the field, but not completely. So I'm not sure where these cargo ships come from. If they're trying to come into Lugenville, or if they trying to escape. But Suva is a burning wreck. So Suva is dead, and with Suva looks like there are a lot of guns. So not only guns, also tanks and all this evil equipment. And yeah, what I can think cannot fight. What cannot fight, I do must kill. So easy. I mean, maybe it's already killed. So this was the air war. So it was a very good air war day up to this Lugenville disaster. I mean, but it was a calculated risk. I nearly expected that you, Lochen, will do this. And yeah. I only don't know, this is simply by the commander. The commander chose not to kill the enemy fleet and go for the airfield. Yeah, so... But naja, anyway, now you can see I may bring my invasion corps here in position. And yeah, I make a amphibious assault on Lugenville now. And I can see here what is maybe here on the land. You have a coastal anti-aircraft stuff. Then you have artillery stuff. Coastal artillery, and anti-aircraft. So I'm not sure if they only bombard what fires on them, so maybe this is only what they can counter. But if I see here now a lot of artillery and anti-aircraft stuff, I mean the anti-aircraft equipment was strong. I had here a lot of flak fire. So, but artillery is only good for support and anti-aircraft also. So, but I bring here my Navy Guard unit in. So if you have no infantry to hold the line, then yeah, I only suffer here little losses. Also similar here. This is my attempt to storm here the hill of Pukong nearby. It was okay, but not a complete victory. You can see I have here nearly double attack value, and we both losing. No, Jochen can increase his attack value, and I lose my attack value. So Jochen lose at the end more units that are disabled. The problem is that the disabled can still defend her, so I'm not so sure if I can break the line, but it's my last attempt to save the units. This is now the bombardment of Changsha, like so many times before. This is already the minimum delay time the game allows between two attacks. Ah, this is so again a little long bombardment, but again also successful and with effect. Means that all my Japanese gun can always blow up a lot of Chinese forces, and the Chinese counter battery fire have nearly no effect again. And the same in the mountains of Russia. Okay. This time I lost one gun and two are disabled, so maybe not so good outcome, but still. Let's keep everyone busy. This was only a little, I think, I kicked these guys out and somehow they're flipping down to the source. I'm not so sure why they don't give up, but yeah, the game is sometimes a little strange. I would normally expect that they, with this clear outnumbered, that they give up their weapons. But they both retreating and not giving. Here in the north is only a block force. But yeah, at least the allied forces also cannot survive here. And there was Jochen's shock attack. And this is open terrain. There's still no benefit in defending. This is still not possible for me. They have clearly outnumbered attack value. So 6-1 is too much. My forces are broken and retreating. But paratroopers have also the benefit that they are very easy to rebuild. So long the core unit is not destroyed, you can normally... This is not so complicated. I think maybe 1 week or 2 weeks and they're at full size again. Good, so this is the end of the turn already. So, moving, and we arrive at the 1st February 1942. So, it was a good turn for the most of the part. I mean, starts good, only had one bad battle, more or less. The paratroopers, I would say, was sure it must happen sooner or later. Anyway, so the air battle was equally now at the end, so we both lost around 40 airplanes. Later I can check you that the tracker have other numbers, so I think he has always fog of war also included, not so strong like with his ships, but so... I would say that my numbers are true, the 41, but the tracker tell me that the Allies lost 44 airplanes. Who knows? The big, the big loss on my side are the dive bombers. 17 dive bombers. This is a blow, but at the end, dive bombers are also, I would say, the most easy pilot you can train, because they normally really only need Navy attack. And then I teach them also the sub hunter. But this is normally mainly also to train their defense skill. And I would say a defense skill for this kind of airplanes doesn't matter. They dying anyway, even if the pilot know exactly what he is doing, what he must do. A dive bomber is simply too slow. It's not armored, no hit points. So I don't know if there's really a benefit to train a dive bomber pilot or torpedo bomber pilot anything like a defense skill. So you can see 17 dive bomber pilots and also 10 torpedo bomber pilots. This is a big losses for me, plus 8 zeros. But I think this is acceptable for... I was outnumbered 2-1. This is okay. Jochen lost 14 buffaloes. So this is... I think this was the British buffaloes. So the British buffaloes, my zeros killed maybe 1-14. So very good. I also killed 12 of these Dutch bombers, so maybe the Dutch bombers and my torpedo bombers are equally, so this is equal. Most of stuff is so at the end not so bad, but it could be better. If this one attack was not so terrible, I could have here maybe a 40 to 10 kill ratio, or 40 to 20 at least. Naja, 4 Catalinas killed, nice, 4 Warhawks, 3 B-17s, so this was a good day for me because Jochen lost 2 B-17s by ops losses. Some Warhawks, some Hawks also killed, and these are again Warhawks, so he lost in total 6 Warhawks. So, and if you add up this 2 here, plus 4, plus the Hawks, they are normally also not so bad. And top on this the Buffaloes, then the kill ratio of fighter is at least 2 to 1 for me. So I would say even 3 to 1. Yeah. And here's one more Catalina. And one Albacore. Yeah, and these are still transport planes because I make this airlifting. So, just so. The really downside, I mean, I would normally say terrible or not so terrible. I can live with this. I was expecting now, okay, because this was all fights in my hex with my carrier fleet, and then I was thinking, okay, maybe half of this pilot will survive, but out of this 41 airframes, unluckily I would say, I have here now more or less everyone gets killed or missing in action. Only very little are wounded. So you can see that more or less only 5 pilots are okay. This is a very terrible ratio, of course. I would expect this if you make a long range attack, but normally I am in the same hex, so the plane must only return to the carrier. But I don't know how this game maybe really calculates this. Some people they told me before, oh, put a submarine in the base, you want to make an airstrike, and then the submarine will pick up the pilots. I had a submarine there. I had 2 task forces there. It's not working, I would say. It's really not working. Or at least, or it was a very unlucky. I don't know. So, ship sunk. Today, at least 3, and I'm sure there's 1 ship missing. Because I am sure... I think my submarines also killed 2 ships, but I hear the sinking sound, but we don't see them here. So this 3 I killed with... this is by Sydney. Kill by Sydney. These are these 2 ships by Lugenville, and then there's 1 more ship by Sydney, so I don't know. Then maybe 4 ships. Good. Nothing really special, but there was some equipment on board. At least one of the ships had equipment. So I have still roughly a kill ratio on points in 4 to 1. It's maybe okay. Nothing really crazy good, but 4 to 1 is still acceptable. The kill ratio for army losses is now in favor for me, better than 10 to 1, but not much better, but still very similar. And the airplane losses is now, of course, not more than 1 to or double. So this was today a 1 to 1 kill ratio with many airplanes. So this, of course, drags me down. Yeah. Good. So far to this statistic. Because this is the 1st of February, I don't know if there's... I can check maybe reinforcements shortly. I had a long time not know what it's this. Oops, this was wrong. So I get some stuff, but this is Japan, so you really always get a very little. And you can see the next 40 days is just so stuff. The best stuff is maybe here the Betty bombers. These are torpedo bombers I can use. The HK-8, but these are only 2, so it's numbers are simply too less. Some more Zero fighters, and here I get more dive bombers. And a little... this is for the carrier, Juno. So, not really too much is coming in for the next months. And ships are coming now in this month. Cargo ship, a submarine. This is my fourth and last scout cruiser. This is always good to have. It's this is fast one, only with 20, but it's okay. 20 is enough, I would say, and they are fast enough to operate with battle cruisers or even with the carriers. But you can see that this next month submarines are coming. This is the only thing what I really get. 1, 2, 3, 4 more submarines. And on the scout cruiser. For 1 month. And a little turnip. Good. And ground units. Ground units is maybe a little more. You can see if you the assault value are getting more Navy Guard units. This is for invasion stuff. Mainly Navy. Yeah, I would normally use them for invasion up to end of March, and after this, you can also use them for block force. Yeah. And some support equipment, but no really attack value. Okay, here end of the month I get 2 garrison units in Japan, so you can use them. I'm not really sure if you really want to use them for attack. They call already garrison unit. Their table of equipment is very infantry focused, so they are maybe okay for fighting in China, but I think the main purpose is put them in a city where you need a lot of garrison requests and cannot bring other units, Thai units or Chinese units. I will see where I can use them, but I would normally put them maybe first in Shanghai or somewhere where I have a lot of still good Japanese units blocked to fulfill the duty for garrison. Yeah, and then you can see a lot of engineers. So that is all. But you can also see that Japan have no unit destroyed. Also air losses, you can go here for list of destroyed air groups. No air group is destroyed. And ships are sunk. Ships you cannot rebuild. Good. Anything else here to see? Not so sure. Maybe we can check the total kill here. So the number 1 killed is a Buffalo, 108. Then also this is, I only don't know if this is now all nations together. Always hard to say. So, but at least Buffaloes. That's a twin engine bombers. Then you have a lot of zeros. Yeah, these are the Dutch Buffaloes. So these are British Buffaloes and these are Dutch Buffaloes. So C-70 again on top on this. Also a lot of Warhawks gets killed already. So I don't know exactly where we kill all these Warhawks, but if you see this 60 Warhawks and I have 70 zeros lost, so and on top of all of these Buffaloes, I would say it's acceptable. And then we go down, we have I think this is the flag losses. This is mainly from Pearl Harbor. Here also still 14 from Pearl Harbor, I think, the dive bombers. And yeah, you can go look down here. Maybe the most important stuff for me is that here the Catalinas 5. Already Jochen lost 36 Catalinas. This is already a number, I would say. Because Catalinas are still so evil, I don't like them. And Jochen also lost already 21 B-17s. It's not that I not can, I mean I can kill them, 13 air to air. But it's hard. And not only 21D edition, also 17E edition. Okay. And here more Catalinas, 60 more Catalinas. And 14. So the different designs all. The only stuff what I really was not able to kill so far is this Flying Tigers. Most are ops losses for Jochen. Good. I scroll here slowly down. So if there's anything you want to see, then check for it. Okay, good. So far. In China, I mean, I can check now the situation. In China, there's no big change. Maybe I start here in Mongolia first, but this is very easy and there's not really much to say. My forces are marching over Urumqi and I would say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2 weeks. 15th February maybe I can arrive here. At the same time I will also arrive in this town base, but here's nothing, so it doesn't matter. And then I try to reach this point. Here some resources at least, and then I can also have this additional road connection. Maybe it's better to let the supplies flow than later. But I cannot really move much ahead. I will stop here and then I will consider the situation, what happened in the next 2 weeks here in Xi'an. Here I was not able to catch up with this allies forces, they run away. Now I am lord of this hex, so I will also move here in, then I have this open and I come also close to here, so I can maybe think about if it's able to move your forces around, but it's hard to say. At least no Chinese forces looks more in this area, so I can make sure that all my area is secured, and then I have the industry. I have this 3 bases or 3-4 bases I took have industry and equipment I need, or at least it will help me. 40 resources, 20 light industry, and they're all fine. I mean, this is not so big stuff, but here's also 29 industry, 29 resources is a little stuff. And oh, here's also 4 light industry. As this gets destroyed, this is why I was not able to secure. There's normally more you can find. Here's normally 40. I only get 10%. Unlucky. Sometimes you're unlucky. So my paratroopers are now in this hex. This is I had here some police force, and now they are broken. Of course I must rebuild them. There's not much left of them, but I think you don't lose the experience. So you rebuild them and they still have elite status. It's okay. And I must find a new object for them, some task where they have where they can shine again. At the end, this paratrooper attack was successful. I took the base for maybe 1 week, and I can block here for nearly 1 month. I mess up all of the supply line, but now we are back at where we was 1 month ago. So simply because my Chinese forces was not able to take Changsha, I simply underestimated maybe Jochen's forces here, and I thought I can take it swiftly. And I risk, of course, maybe too much and attack too early. Let's say this. Here's one Chinese forces, 5 units are locked completely around with Japanese forces, so I can now move in some forces and clean up this pocket. And a small victory maybe for me. I was not able to break here through, but I will try it again, and maybe next time, maybe tomorrow I can take this hex. I also arrived at this hex, so I can normally kick this Chinese broken forces out. This is normally enough here. It's also normally a garrison unit, but it can attack here, and these forces are broken. I would not expect that they can really fight. So if I'm lucky, I can kick this one, Soon I will kick this one, and maybe with a little luck I can take next turn maybe also this hex. Then I have this the road open again, and then maybe supplies can flow in. Because then I have at least normally the flow here to Amoy down. And normally I also can, if I kick this one out, and also can bring normally supplies around here. But this is a smaller road, so normally only major roads are important for, or really good for supplies. Yeah, but there's not really much to say. I think it will be a standstill. I don't know if I can maybe take Changsha sooner or later. If Changsha fall, I can maybe focus for this, and then I can pick up this. And then maybe, then we have this border at the river. This is normally the minimum I want to take in the next 2 months. But we will see. So, yeah, a quick update for the Mutsu is still here in port with other ships. Still under repair. And end of the month, so more or less the 1st of March, if nothing will happen, if no additional bombing strike hits this ship, the ship is repaired completely and can be back for duty. And this ship took, I think, 56 6 and inch shells. So, yeah, maybe the Japanese don't build the best protected ships, but at least the Nagato battleship was able to handle this kind of fire. Here in Rangoon, my submarines are lurking, but nothing is coming, so Jochen is here trying to protect, looks like, against submarines and against mines. Yeah. Here's my cruiser formation. I bring it back or out because I was, I can go now to normal speed. This torpedo hit simply was a little too risky for me to operate here much longer outside. So I bring it back to port, fix it maybe 1 month, and then not 1 month, but 1 week. Maybe the cruiser needs a little longer, but the rest is now after 1 week already back in active duty. I still have a second cruiser formation here. This is mainly based on light cruisers, but still many, so I try to give pressure on Jochen. So if I keep one cruiser formation here and also my submarines, not sure if Jochen can actively bring in cargo in and out. We will see. And here's his bad British submarine. Here in Malaya is nothing happening, so these are these last Malayan forces. I don't know, they don't moving and I don't move, so maybe they will starve out. Taking near the base, nothing else happened. Bringing in more additional forces, so they're on the way. I have here now again 400 attack value, but also in this hex I have 300 attack value. I'm sure that this units now will drop out, but at least I can try to attack. It's not too much I have here, but I can try. So I still don't know exactly what Jochen try, maybe because he split his forces. If he keep all his forces here in the mountain, it would be maybe complicated for me to break this hex. But now he maybe in each hex similar attack value. I would say it makes it more easy for me. We will see. East Java is more or less now cleaned up. I will take here this base next turn. This attack was not completely successful, but I think I will use some airstrike and then this will be enough. Here's one. These are the 2 forces just kicked out of this hex. Then I will continue here moving west. So I bring my eastern army also here, and then I can clean up Batavia. This is the heroes of the day. At least on the Japanese side, I would say. I have here 1 wounded pilot. And I lost also... I one written off and one killed. So I lost 2-0 airframes, but only one pilot gets wounded. And on the this is what I lost, but what I win is 11 kills. So this pilot shoot down 11 buffaloes. And you can see the green numbers are normally always kill is experience. So normally I would say one kill is 1 experience point. So maybe this guy gets 3 experience points, something like this. Was nicely done. No enemy bomber was able to attack my fleet here. I can bring all this stuff to Surabaya. I only don't know exactly, he has still mines, but I had this feeling that there was no mine sweeping, so I don't know why exactly. Because you can see there's no, normally I think the turn will start with mine sweeping, so I see no mine sweeping. I don't know why. A little strange. Yeah, and this is here this operation, so I bring here my Navy Guard units. They of course are broken, they are disabled all, not killed all, but disabled. But I can take this hex, and this is mountain terrain. So then Jochen must move here up, and then he must fight here in mountain. In mountain I have triple defense, so it's I'm more able to withstand this. And I won't normally keep here one base, so I can bring in maybe in 1 week. I need 1 week, I think. I must first recover my forces here in Clarkfield again. They are still in disabled or disrupted. The disrupted must be less than 10. If it's less than 10, I will move on Bataan. Then I take Bataan. Then I must clean the minefield in Bataan. Then I must clean the mines in Manila, and then I can ship this army here south, take Mindanao, and this is then this operation is over. Yeah, and I think if I'm finished with Mindanao, I'm also finished with Java. And then I can maybe here go take Tarakan and also Balikpapan and Sumatra, of course, Palembang I need. If I'm lucky, I can do this all before end of February. And then I have still 1 month to do additional stuff. I must do all of this to be at least at the point where the Japanese was, and I still need normally Rangoon and Burma. It's a must-have. So March is maybe for Burma, and then I can use other armies maybe for go something else. So okay, anything else? Yeah, maybe Java here. So this is all fine. My carriers are here. They're helping here to prevent that these units are I don't know, I must make 1 more airstrike, and maybe I'm lucky and I can kick them. Yeah, maybe not. And I bring more forces here. I first focus on Java. Java first, then Palembang next. So, and now the last big picture, Rabaul, Tulagi, no forces. So now here I'm Lugenville. I bring in roughly 180 attack value. I lost a little on the way. So I had I think 200 normally, but only 184 arrive. I must unload more supplies. And then I will see if 180 attack value is enough to take Lugenville. I'm not sure, because I hear a little more than I expected, because there are now here 9 units. And I scouted the base before, and then I only see 3, so maybe Jochen just reinforced the base some days before and was lucky. I will see. Let's say this. If he cannot hold the base, I can kill here maybe 9 units. I mean, the dissection level is very high, so I think it's true. The airfield is also damaged, and here are now, you can see 60-70 airplanes. This means this airport is overstacked normally, because the airport 1 have only maximum 50 airplanes. And I don't know how many airplanes are now damaged. Because if the airplane is damaged and I take the base, then Jochen cannot fly them out. So if I'm very lucky, it is depending how much gambling now is with Jochen. If Jochen say he keep his air force here to protect the base, then he risks that he lose all his air fighters here and his auxiliary Catalinas. If I can take the base, I really don't know how much attack value Jochen have here. We find out to the next turn. Because I cannot wait, I must attack now. It is working or it's not working. If it's not working, I must think about it, what I can do. If I cannot take the base, then I must bring reinforcements here. Or I let my units die. This is also always a possibility, because with dying for the Emperor is honor. So it's always a win-win situation for every Japanese army. If they win, then they win. If they die, they still get honor. Good. So I think this is all about the situation. After a long time, my submarines find here something. I was moving here around and around, and it looks like here is still more one ship southwest moving. Okay. But I was not really so successful. I hope for more, that my submarines can be part of this great battle. So, good. Last look at the tracker, maybe, to see what is the situation there. Tracker. So this is only the history of the victory points. Oops, I must move here up. And I want to only show you, in the last turn, you can see that in the game, I think it was, I lost 41. And the game says 39 for the Allies. But here it says now 42. So, and if you see the points, then you also see that it's not completely matching, because normally these are 44 points. So what is really true, I don't know. I only know that, yeah, this number go, because this is Japanese air losses go up 41 points. This is matching with this 41. But the Allies air points going up higher. So if the 42 is now true, but this is normally 44, or the game say it's 39, who knows? And at the end, I make 183 victory points this turn, all together, killing ground units, air force, and navy assets. And this is already deducting the points I lost. These are my gain. I gain 183 points over Jochen. You can see that Jochen lost roughly 21 points. Jochen lost, and I gain more points. Goodie. I don't know where exactly he lose so many points, because the air war is like is equal. So Jochen lost 60 points. I know. This is he gained points. I also gain points. It's always a little strange. I don't know if this is now 6 points. Yeah, I think this you must return. Jochen gets 6 points, because these are lost points. This is these are points for Jochen, these points. And these are my points. So Jochen gets 6 more points, but I get 59 points. Okay. And the ship sunk give me 25 points. But I still don't know. I took a base. Maybe I took a base. Maybe the base points. Allied base points dropping. Ella's Japanese base points going up 40 points roughly. Okay, good. So in total, I make 183 points plus. Good. We can maybe check the charts. This is the graphic, so you can see the allied points. Blue go up and down, up and down. This is if you take a major base, or if you get reinforcements, then it's going up. Or if you kill something, so I must have at least 4 times the points to get a victory at 43. This is unrealistic and very hard to achieve, I would say, in this game. Maybe I can get the 3-1 victory at beginning of 44. That is maybe more likely, but we will see. And sunk ships, so this is also an only graphic, so the Japanese sunk ships and the points for this. No, Japanese sunk ship. This is, I think, this is the number of ships, and this is the victory points. So I lost here more ships, but they have less value. And here I had a event. I think these are the heavy tankers and maybe the light cruisers. They cost me points. The other stuff not really so much. And for Jochen, he lost a lot of victory points. I don't know exactly why he lost there, something really important. Maybe he's lost more ships than I expected. Yeah. And air losses. Air losses is very simple. The Japanese are the red and the Americans are the blue. So long the blue are on top on the red, so I mean like this. If the blue peak is higher than the red peak, it's a good day. If it's like this, a red peak is higher than the blue, then it's a bad day. So then we can see most of the time the blue are on top. And today we are equal completely. This is of course, this is just acceptable, I would say. Yeah. Good. In industry, global. Because this is only interesting for the Japanese, for the Allies doesn't matter. They have always unlimited supplies. You can see that the supply situation is, I would say, stable. It's not really increasing. I still invest in more engines. I must repair stuff, oil, refineries, heavy industry, but I don't build more additional stuff. So you can see that I barely, what I produce on supplies I also consume. There's not really anything left over. And this is why if something happened like so or Bayer, that everything is blow up and it costs you like 500,000 supplies, then where I get them? I can never repair this. So if Palmbang is also blowing up completely, then I don't know, then I simply cannot win the war more from the economy point. Then I will simply bleed out, because it's impossible for Japan to fix it. You must take it at least with 50% okay. This is acceptable, but all damage over 50% is crippling for Japan. So, and I can show you the chart also. So, coming here. And we can see this is a heavy industry points. Japan must pay a lot of stuff always with heavy industry points, but it's normally, I would say, never an issue. You produce so many heavy industry points, I'm not sure, maybe in 33, 43, 44 is maybe this is an issue. If you're losing a lot of infantry stuff and must always rebuild it, then maybe. Or if you have later a heavy air industry and producing a lot of engine, a lot of airframes every day, then maybe you get trouble, but I'm not so sure. And you can see the peaks or the down peaks are mainly related to always if something happened with infantry. So if I need infantry to rebuild divisions or something is broken, then it also costs me heavy industry points. So if I take this out and this out, this is armament, this is very similar. All three are related together. This is a tank. And with tanks, you can see if there's a bad day and you're losing a lot of tanks, and it can drop your pool in short time. And this is only the Navy capacity, shipbuilding. And I always try to keep it between 1000 and 500, so it will go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But here you can only influence if you speed up shipbuilding, or if you keep it with normal speed, or hold something. Good. And this is only this charge. I think there's no real big change. I still lacking. I don't have enough resources. I don't have enough crude oil, and I don't have enough refineries to produce fuel. And my supply is now at 20. I can make it like this: 27,000 and a half daily production of supplies, and this is barely enough to just keep it up. And you can see I need to repair 350 oil, 300 refineries, 10 heavy industry. And this I cannot repair, this I cannot repair, and this I would also not repair. And here is and this are these heavy industry points. I consume these heavy industry points, but I have overproduction of 4,000 heavy industry points per day. So I can upgrade here airframes and engines and vehicles and armament that I spend here up to 4,000 more. So I can 10 times the output of engines before I get a trouble with the heavy industry. So anything else? Overview, report. This only tells you in how many days I'm running out of fuel, oil, or resources. So 1 year I still have, but I need to conquer more stuff to keep the industry running. Anything else here to see? Summary. No. Pilots. Not really. Maybe if I go here for pilots and kill. Yeah. Here you can see I have 6 A's, 5, 5, 5, 5. So I don't really have so many aces. I have only many pilots having many kills, or some kills. So, and you can also see that you can normally check here one of my, I think this is no, I lost no ace up to now. This was nearly an ace, and he make no kill, no kill, no kill, no kill. Then he make 2 kills at one day, and then other day he make also 2 more kills, and then he is missing in action. Maybe one day he will return, because I need this guy here for super high experience. So this is a top pilot. Unluckily that he, maybe his fatigue was high and then he make a mistake. I don't know what else. Good. I don't know if I have anything else I can talk. Industry, global, charge, I did. Victory point. Yeah, I did everything. So, thank you all first. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.